What's up, my beautiful Pathfinders? This is Jamal here again, another Mass Effect Andromeda video. In this video, we are taking care of our favorite doctor, Lexi Tapero. We will see the PB fight and boost her morale after everything. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Without further ado, here is Lexi Tapero, Tempest Doctor.
You're not Harry.
The blue give it away? Habitat 7 was a little more action-packed than Harry bargained for. He decided to spend his retirement years on the Hyperion looking after your sister.
Happy to have you, Dr. Tapero.
I'll do my best. Now, hold still.
Ow!
Sorry.
I remember you having a gentler touch.
Still trying to get my bearings. Thought I'd be waking up colonists, not taking care of the Pathfinder.
Being nervous means you understand what's at stake.
That's the problem. I always hoped to work in the field, but everything's happening so quickly.
Focus on the positive. It helps.
I guess this is my opportunity to study alien species firsthand. Getting a Ket specimen aboard the Hyperion would be difficult, but here...
What?
A Ket corpse. For autopsy, a live subject would be better, but I'm not greedy.
Why do you care about the Ket?
Harry didn't tell you? I'm a specialist in alien anatomy. My thesis on Krogan virility and aggression is what got me in the initiative.
Anatomist? Physician? That's quite the resume.
I'm also a licensed psychologist. 275 years has given me plenty of time to branch out. But we were discussing the Ket. An autopsy could teach us potential weaknesses, average lifespan.
Right.
Just something to think about. Sam, make sure the Pathfinder eats his vegetables. Need something?
How long have you and Harry been friends?
I remember when he didn't complain about arthritis. We met at a medical convention on the Citadel. He was moderating a panel on neurosurgery in low-gravity environments. His name card was crooked, but he was so damn confident, I knew we'd be friends.
So how did a sorry doctor end up on the human ark?
Specialist in alien anatomy, remember? That includes humans. Also, Harry insisted. Maybe he always intended to switch jobs.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me. So we have a stowaway.
You mean PB?
She's decided to set up in one of the escape pods. You don't need a psychologist to tell you that one's got commitment issues.
How did you get into medicine?
My mum was a dancer on Omega. Dad was a bouncer. I'd patch him up after busy nights. Discovered I had steady hands. They put every credit they earned into my education.
Are they here in Helios?
No. Both died in a turf war. Made leaving the Milky Way behind easier.
How do you think the crew is holding up?
I'm happy to share what I can without violating patient confidentiality. Anyone in particular? I sort them in their files, and my brain by species.
Why do you sort them that way?
Just easier for me to see patterns in behavior.
Tell me about Vetra.
Vetra's used to having someone depend on her. I think that's why she's so resourceful and likes providing for other people. That being said, I think she could use a little me time.
How's our Solarian?
He's quite the gossip. Tight-lipped about himself, though.
Is Drac good?
That old bastard's always good. I've never met anyone who can be so stubborn and so appreciative. Could you look out for him, Ryder?
Don't worry, Lexi. I'll keep an eye on him.
Thank you. And maybe don't mention I asked?
Is PB all right?
She's avoiding me. Probably thinks I'll poke her with a needle if she gets too close.
To be fair, you're always giving me shots.
Not in the hallway.
Thanks for the insight. How do you think the crew is holding up?
Anyone in particular? I sort them in their files, and my brain by species.
How do you think the human crew members are handling things?
There's a lot of them.
Gil?
Gil likes to use humor as a defensive technique. He'd rather bury himself in the Nomad than tackle emotions head-on.
Suvi okay?
She's remarkably adaptive. I'm kind of jealous.
How's Liam?
A handful. Every time I patch him up, he breaks something new. Liam's "we can't lose" attitude is commendable. But I worry how he'll react when something does go wrong.
How's Cora doing?
She's processing. Your father was her mentor. She expected to follow in his footsteps, but he gave the role of Pathfinder to you. Just because she trusts his judgment doesn't mean she's not confused. Or hurt.
Is Jarl doing okay?
He's adjusting. The rest of us have at least some understanding of each other's cultures. But to Jarl, we're all outsiders. It's a lot to take in. I'd say he's doing pretty well. Going through the readouts from the Ket facility, I've never seen such advanced genetic technology. Frankly, it's light years ahead of our capabilities. Ah, Ryder. Sorry for the mess.
Who's your friend?
An exalted Ket. I called Jarl to show him. Ah, there he is. Jarl, look at this. There's nothing Angara inside.
The physical can be deceiving.
I've run hundreds of tests. Only traces of the Angara genome remain. The exalted are Ket.
There must be a way to fix them.
We need to be prepared that there might not be.
Jarl, remember what we talked about?
That we should examine the problem objectively? Excuse me.
Grief is never easy. But Jarl needs to accept that exaltation is permanent.
Hope is good, but false hope is unhealthy.
I appreciate your support. Jarl is part of this crew. His welfare is my responsibility.
I know this job was a surprise, but you've really stepped up. And look, you got your Ket sample.
Their bodies are unlike anything I've seen. Centuries of gene stealing, crafted evolution. It's horrible, of course, but also fascinating.
Glad you're settling in.
Sink or swim, right? I should probably clean this up before it starts to smell.
How's Cora doing?
Cora's commando training makes her think Asari have all the answers. Just because we live longer doesn't mean we can't screw up.
Is PB all right?
She's avoiding me. Probably thinks I'll poke her with a needle if she gets too close.
To be fair, you're always giving me shots.
Not in the hallway.
Thanks for the...
Here we go.
You know, how uptight you are. I am not uptight. Not even 300 years old and fussing at us like a matriarch. I'm a doctor. Fussing's part of the job.
Everything all right?
Oh, yes. PB and I were just having a debate,
Better than her avoiding you, right?
I guess. Ryder, do you think I'm uptight? No, never mind. Don't answer that. Let's just talk about something else.
Is a normal conversation. No. This is you trying to figure me out. Categorize my flaws. Put a label on me. That isn't. Everyone on this ship is an experiment to you. And I've got no interest in being a guinea pig.
There you are. Looking for the meaning of life?
At the bottom of a bottle?
You wouldn't be the first to try.
Alcohol rarely provides answers.
Then why are you here?
What? I can't kick back? Have fun?
Lexi, you haven't touched that bottle.
Because you interrupted me.
What's this really about?
PB thinks I don't care about the crew. That you're all just experiments to me. Do you... Is that how you think I see you?
Since when do you care what PB thinks?
It's not the first time someone told me that. In fact, every one of my exes said something similar. Hence why I'm taking a break from relationships. You didn't answer my question. Is that how you think I see you?
You wouldn't be moping in this bar if you only saw me as an experiment.
I don't mope, but you're right. Thank you, Ryder. I should get back.
What about your wine?
I'll save it for another day.
Is Jarl doing okay?
Exposing Atsul has lifted a great weight from his shoulders. I can tell he was deeply touched by the trust you put in him. Move your arm again?
Readings won't change, Doc.
Your prosthetics are syncing properly. Your neuropathy-induced pain levels are consistent.
Hey, I'm used to it. It's okay.
No, it's not okay. You keep fighting smart, you hear me? You don't have much left in terms of organ redundancies.
Nah, it's fine. I don't mind.
Everything okay? This looks like a lot.
It is a lot. Just nothing you didn't already know about.
What do you mean?
He's fine, just old and missing too many parts. And too stubborn for his own good.
You love me just the way I am, Doc.
Don't get off that table until the scan is done.
More tests? You said...
I know what I said, but your protein levels are on the low side.
Doc, I'm missing 3 lungs. Who gives shit about protein levels?
I do.
Just let her worry about you, old man.
We need to talk about Sam.
Dr. Tapero does not approve of how we escaped the Ket containment field on the Archon's flagship.
By stopping the Pathfinder's heart. No, I do not approve.
Relax, Doc. It turned out okay.
Dying, even temporarily, is never okay. Ryder, Sam killed you. Yes, he brought you back, but what if he didn't?
I cannot learn without the Pathfinder. That would be akin to killing a part of myself.
Your lines of code, you can't die.
Sam would never hurt me.
Thank you, Scott.
Look, I'm not against Sam. I'm not against you, Sam. But my job's hard enough without an AI stopping your heart. Even to save your life.
All right. I'll find a new party trick.
Have Gil teach you 3-card Monty or something.
Lexi, I apologize for any distress I have caused you.
And I'm sorry for calling you lines of code. You're more than that. Even if you don't have cells to prove it. It's my night off.
I don't remember approving that.
I can break bones just as well as I can mend them, Pathfinder.
What are you reading?
Harry's latest report on Sarah. She's restless, but on the mend.
So you're not really taking the night off.
Work-life balance has never been my strong suit.
You love what you do. Nothing wrong with that.
Tell that to my exes. How do you do it? Be both Scott and the Pathfinder.
I don't really think about the Pathfinder thing when it comes to friends, family.
The Nomad?
Well, there are exceptions to every rule.
Of course. I hear Liam's planning to show some vids.
If our duties ever give us time.
Explains why Drac and PB are distilling something unsavory. Screw up the measurements and bathtub hooch can leave you blind, or worse. We can do better.
Better how?
An Asari liquor called Acantha. They used to run these wonderful black and white ads. There might be a bottle on the Nexus. It wouldn't be too expensive, I'm sure. Let me know if you find it.
I think I could handle it.
Your brain's rattled enough.
Come on. One headbutt. We'll keep Lexi on standby.
I'm not condoning any of this.
One bottle of Acantha. Barely opened.
It's medicinal, you understand. Cuts down hangovers, which will save PB and Drac some grief.
Of course.
Thank you, Ryder. Would you ask Liam when we're doing this? I've got a couple of things to finish up.
I'll let you get back. Is Jal doing okay?
He told me about you. And him. This might be crossing a line, but could you give me... details? You know, for science.
Well, sure, if Jal's okay with it. I think he will be, since it's for science.
Of course. Purely clinical.
We'll have Sam send you the details.
This could have amazing settlement implications.
Is PB all right?
She actually stopped by, voluntarily.
She talked to you about Kalinda?
No, she didn't really talk. Just made a face, then ran from the room. But for her, that's a big step.
How's Cora doing?
You would know better than I.
It's that obvious, huh?
Wouldn't say it's obvious, but I can tell you're happy. You two make a good match. I think your father would approve.
Thanks for the
How's Liam?
Increasingly reckless, even for Liam. Almost like he's trying to impress someone.
Who? Me?
Be careful there. Liam looks up to you. It'd be easy for him to put you on a pedestal.
Is PB alright?
Still can't get 2 words out of her, but she seems less tense after that stunt with the escape pod. I blame you. Ryder, there you are. You need to stop doing this.
Nice to see you too. News on the Ark?
Still headed to Meridian with a small flotilla. You got the last signal before the Archon locked it down.
We're not letting that stand. Be ready to move.
Wait, we need a plan.
Stop ship, kill Jerk.
With what? Still standing?
Still standing.
Then I did my job. Somehow. Nothing more need be said.
I'll remember that the next time you chew me out for getting hurt.
So will I, Ryder. So will I. Ready for more tests?
Not again. Lexi, I'm fine.
Sit now, and I'll skip the blood work. Have you experienced any muscle spasms? Nosebleeds? Memory loss?
I feel like my normal self.
You haven't been normal since Habitat 7. Inhale. Exhale. You should know. Professor Herrick approached me about a transfer to the Nexus. Apparently my research on Ket anatomy has been useful to the militia.
Guess I'll be telling my next doctor about my abandonment issues.
I declined.
Really?
Didn't have a choice. No other doctor in the initiative would take you.
I'm lucky to have you here.
Yes, you are. But I'm pretty lucky too.
They need you, Jorax. I know you left the Legion. I never left the Legion. It left me. But I know my duty.
Alright, folks, we can sit through a training montage with what many critics describe as excessive Turian flexing.
No such thing. There really is.
Or we can fast forward to a ship crashing into an asteroid crashing into a moon.
Fast forward to the crash. Nah, montage. Don't cut bits out.
I'd go for the crash.
Forwarding to the action scene, going once, going twice.
Skip to the good stuff, Liam.
Boo! But it's vacuum. The ship explosion would be silent.
I hope that's not the voice of experience talking.
Guess they wanted their money's worth. They actually blew up a derelict for that shot.
Too bad the script wasn't caught in the blast.
My strike team will hit the enemy cruiser, General. Force is the only thing fanatics understand.
Why a strike team? Torpedo the cruiser!
That's overkill. Get one engineer aboard, cut life support and engines, problem solved.
And leave them stuck on a hostile ship? One torpedo, over by lunch.
I think a charm offensive might be more rewarding.
Yes.
Classic irresistible hero. Pretend to be captured.
Beat up armor, enticing scars, soulful eyes.
Yeah. The old dinner and drinks to show off my villainy. They get cozy.
And then strike! Or not. Why spoil the evening?
Speaking of, time for another round. Anyone for a Varen's Jaw? Or a euphemistically delicious?
Wait, lesson.
Uranus. No!
Ugh, he was a sidekick. They die like goldfish.
No acting like overacting. Even Ryder could do better.
If I wanted to.